Hello out there, you guys. This is the kickoff for the Autumn Thriller Challenge. That's a tongue twister, apparently, because all of a sudden I couldn't do it. I'm Pamela Fagan Hutchins, and I'm here with some of my favorite authors and great friends, all of whom are going to introduce themselves to you as we go along. We are going to talk about the challenge and how to do it. We are also going to be taking your questions and comments. I am going to save them for the end. So you guys, as we go along, if I haven't gotten to your question yet, never fear. They are stored in a special place and we are going to get there. So with no further ado, I am going to turn to my friend, Nick Harvey, to help us get this kicked off. Nick, I think most people are probably our readers having seen our post today going, what the heck is an autumn thriller challenge? And how do I play this game with you guys? So tell us a little bit about you and about the challenge and how they do it.
Yeah, Nicholas Harvey is my what I write under. I write the A.J. Bailey adventure series and the Nora Summer Caribbean suspense series. Pamela came up with this fantastic idea to get a group of us together with similar kind of genre books and have a fun little challenge thing for a couple of months so the readers can get involved and be introduced to a whole load more books. So the idea is from the reader point of view is you get these cool books to read, which you can find all over the place. A lot of us are in Kindle Unlimited. You can get them through your libraries, or you can buy them, of course, which we don't mind you doing. And if you read them and then you go to a website, you check off which ones you've read, and you get bonus points for all kinds of things, like posting pictures of you with reading one of our books on your Kindle or the book itself or what have you. Who has the most points at the end of this thing in November wins some cool stuff.
I love it. I love it. And I think in a nutshell, that's as simple as we can make it. But we'll go along and answer more questions as we go. And I am going to, for the most part, try to keep my yapping mouth shut and let each person turn and ask the next author in the lineup their question when they get there. So done yapping. This is me out.
So it's me next. I have to. So Denise, tell me about your childhood. No, I went off script. I apologize. I'm sorry, I went off script. Why did you've written loads and loads of books? How did you pick two to be in the reader challenge and then the one for the bonus that people can win?
Well, I do have a lot of books. Most of them are mystery, but they're like varying forms of mystery. Like my Rose Gardner has a lot of women's fic in it and romance. And I picked my Carly Moore series because there are several books in the series. So if readers like the first two books, then they'll have more books to read. And it just kind of fit the thriller theme a little bit more. So I thought that would be good for readers to read. It appeals to quite a few readers. So I thought it would be something other readers would be interested in.
Very cool. And our friend Douglas Pratt, who takes part in all this, is having fantastic internet trouble. So he's dropping in and out. So Denise, why don't you ask Drew a question?
Okay. So Drew, our books are very different, but they also are at heart similar. Who do you think is the ideal reader for your books and our challenge as a whole?
Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm Drew Strickland. I write thrillers. But I think people that like fast-paced crime kind of worlds, small town, even bigger areas would be perfect. I totally wasn't ready for this question because I thought Doug was going to be there. But
sorry, I was going to throw it at Pamela.
So, yeah, what was the question again?
The question is, why do you think, who do you think is the ideal reader for your books and our challenge as a whole?
Oh, okay. So I think people that like page turning thrillers. I mean, that's pretty much what we all write here and what's what we're doing. So anyone that likes that should like all of our books.
So we still have no Doug. But I'm going to direct this next question to, I think I'm going to punish Nick because he did that. He did that to Drew. Okay, so here we go. So Nick, even if people have read the books already, because you know I'm a big fan of all of you guys. We are looking at a group of authors that I already read, and for many of our readers, that's the case as well. I mean, some people have read every Josie Quinn book that has ever been written, and I have read every Nora Summer book you've ever dreamed up. So, what about those people? Is this challenge still for them?
Absolutely. They get a head start. They're cheaters, but we're letting them do it. So it's an honesty system, folks. So if you've read the books, then when you go into this website thing, which is this guru type web thing that's based on Mars somewhere, and we get there via satellites, and there's check boxes, and you check off things on the checkbox and say you've done them. And don't lie, because otherwise we're going to send Drew around to get you, or maybe Doug. But Doug may turn up or not turn up. You never know.
I think that I'm very scared that Doug may show up. When Doug came on earlier, it was just this like mafia silhouette, like a killer cutout. In fact, here's Doug again. Let's see what he looks. Yeah, I'm scared of. Oh, very good, very good, Doug. We've skipped over you twice. I'm very sorry to tell you this. And I do want to throw up, since we have his head. This is Doug's books, Diamond Reef and Dark Key by Douglas Pratt. Doug, can you hear us? No, Doug cannot hear us. Doug, you are past.
We're Douglas in Seattle.
We are, yeah, we're passing over. Okay, so the next question is for Libby. And Libby, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about was that for some of our readers, money is an issue, right? I mean, books are not free. Thank God they're not free, or none of us would be able to put food on the table, but they're not free. And so how do we help people still participate in this challenge, given that?
Well, we've tried to make it as painless as possible for people, and there's very little cost. In fact, it's free to enter. It's free to get most of the tasks, like following us. And as far as the books are concerned, a lot of us have books in KU, which if you're in KU are free. You can get them from your library. You can get them from Libby, which really wasn't named for me, but I'll take it anyway. And borrow them from friends. And also we've discounted our books. For example, I have 2 books. My first book is Easy Innocence, which is my first Georgia Davis thriller. And I've made that free on Kobo and Google Play. And my other book, which is A Bend in the River, is a historical thriller about the Vietnam War and about 2 sisters trying to survive the Vietnam War. And that too will be discounted. Right now it's $3.99. It's usually $7.99, but it's down to $3.99. And I'll probably take it down a little bit more. So we're all trying to do our best to keep the costs down. We don't want money to be an obstacle for readers. On the other hand, if you love audio or you love paperback and you can do it, most of our books are all on audio and in paperback too. So don't be afraid to buy them.
Awesome. Well, moving right along to the last author on the screen who is not AI generated, and that would be Lisa Regan. Hi, Lisa. Really, the only question for you is, where's Mr. Phillip?
Yeah, he was banned for inappropriate behavior today. So nobody wants to see what was happening.
You'll have to tell us offline later, because that actually sounds super awesome. For those that don't know, he is the cutest little Boston Terrier in the world. So, Lisa, what I wanted to talk to you about is that you have this beautiful series, which you know I'm a fan of, Josie Quinn, and those books, some of those books are in the challenge. Each of us, by the way, have 2 books in the challenge for an overall slate of 14 books over this 2-month period. So it's a very achievable goal, especially if you're one of those cheaters Nick referred to that's already read all of my books. But with Lisa, Josie is not in the prize package. So I wanted to talk to you about what winners get in that prize package, and you know, why Josie's not in there.
Well, Josie's not in there because it was really hard to pick, you know, Josie books out of the long series. I mean, they can all be read as standalones, but, you know, the readers are kind of split on that. Should you read them in order? Shouldn't you read them in order? So I chose the first book, Vanishing Girls, for the challenge. And then the third book, Her Mother's Grave, for the challenge, because this one is Josie's origin story. So if you've read this one, you can read the rest of the series. No spoilers. But I chose Finding Claire Fletcher for the prize package. We each chose a book that's not in the challenge for the prize package because we wanted to give readers something that they hadn't read as part of the challenge. This gives them a fresh new book to dive into, you know, once they've completed the challenge. And the other prizes that we have, the first place winner gets a $200 gift card plus a 1 signed paperback from each of us. Then the second place gets the paperbacks. Third place gets ebooks. I just want to say that we do have a system in place to validate entries so that cheaters will not prosper.
It's actually very important, because that, I know, is a real bummer about a lot of contests where you enter online, is that, you know, ballot stuffing, if you will. That's more appropriate given the election season, but there shall be no ballot stuffing in the Autumn Thriller Challenge. Guess who's back?
Oh, Woman Challenge.
Doug's back. So that was awesome. And thank you. So yes, each of us has a book that's not in the challenge. So if you win, you get a fresh slate of awesome coming at you. Speaking of awesome, you know, the reason behind this challenge is because there are a lot of times that each of us don't have new releases coming out, and we know we hear Slim Dougie's back, Slim Shady, Slim Dougie. So we know that all of you read other authors besides each of us, and we wanted a chance to tell you some of the authors that we think are great and we think that you'll enjoy, and give you a chance to dip your toe into a really diverse pool of books that yet share the elements that Drew talked about, of being thrilling and fast-paced. And way to rally on that one, Drew. Way to just come out of nowhere. And I also have this memory of being in, I think it was first grade in Minnesota, and it was my first reader challenge ever. It was a first grade class, who can read the most books, and I won. And I remember this feeling of incredible joy that I was getting a prize, another book, for having done what I wanted to do anyway, which was read books. And I thought, gosh, how great if we could do that as grownups, right? And yet we're all, I don't know, most of us, the authors, the readers, a little introverted. So what if we could do it all together, but not together, like, you know, virtually, so we don't actually have to like meet for coffee, but virtually we do. And we're sharing the experience of reading these books and posting about it and talking about them. So that was the idea behind it anyway. I forgot to introduce myself because I've been talking this whole time, but I write thrillers. I'm currently living in France. It's very late where I am. But I live in Wyoming most of the time, and most of my thrillers are set in Wyoming. The books that are in this challenge are Wyoming crime fiction, and one that's more of a legal thriller. So those books are Bighorn and Her Last Cry. So from the Jen Harrington series and the Detective Delaney Pace series. And then the book that I'm giving in the prize package is my newest Patrick Flint thriller, which is Skin and Bones. So I hope that between everything, Dougie's back, between everything that you've heard tonight, you're inspired to pick up some of these books and learn some of the authors that we all have come to love. I mean, you're looking at my dream team here. And I thought what we could do now is, if there are any questions from you guys out there that are readers, you've been wonderful about your comments, but if you want to throw up some questions, we're happy to answer any of your questions. And for the rest of you that are here on the panel, I just wanted to point out that each of the authors you see on the screen right now, I better move fast because Doug's here and he may not be in a second, but each of the authors you see on the screen now, challenge will be there he is, yay. He's here. Will be featured 1 week. So you'll get a chance to come on.
Don't jinx it though.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get a chance to come on a live stream with us and to ask questions about these individual books. So in a way, we're going to book club it as we go too. Does that mean you have to read the books in the order that they're listed on the reading list? If you go to the landing page, and let's go back and look at that landing page again, where you can enter, where you can see the list of books to read, where you can find the frequently asked questions about how do I enter again? And what do I do to get points? And how often can I do these points earning things? Because I really want that $200 gift card and all those signed books. All of that's going to be there. But do you have to read the books in order? No, you don't. You can just dive in wherever it feels like the right place for you. But we will be doing the streaming videos each week in a certain order, because I believe in a schedule, and there had to be one. Gosh, we're having a lot of people check in. Hello, Teresa. I haven't been saying hi to all you guys, but I've been trying to put up your questions. I mean, your comments as you go. And oh gosh, and that would be my husband upstairs. So we don't need to read that. Oh, good. For a minute, I thought it's going to be like, hey, love you, honey.
When's dinner?
Yeah, when's dinner? Can we go to sleep now? It's really late in France. So
Doug's gone again.
No, Doug is back.
Oh, wait. So, hey, flash news. So Doug is saying that he's going to contribute an all expense paid for two to Hawaii as part of the gift package. Oh, shit. He's back. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's not actually doing that.
Oh, goodness. All right. So does anyone have anything they want to add before we move along here? Because I've got all night, literally. All right. So head on out to one last time on that link so that we have a good, clear image of it. Head on out to the bit.ly link, Autumn Thriller Challenge, read the books, post the books, enter the challenge in other ways, and you can win the big prize and plus have fun with your other introverted reader friends. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Oh, wait, we have two more comments. Of course, Nick is a hoot. And God, my husband won't stop. I'm going to read every other page of Doug's book.
As long as he buys it, it's fine.
Love it. All right. Good night, everyone. Or good day.
Bye.